Hi, this is Buddy Blake. I am a real estate agent in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I want to wish you and your family a wonderful Monday after Easter. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, time off, and enjoyable time. I hope your weather was as perfect as it was here. Our family spent time down at a property we have at Carolina Beach, and we just love Carolina Beach. And I actually got my wife to, after all these years, to agree to let me get a golf cart down there, because you can do street legal golf carts at Carolina Beach. So I know nothing about golf carts. So anybody that's got some input on that, I would love to know more about it. Anyway, I want to do a quick update on kind of what's going on in the marketplace. It's just wonky right now. But obviously, there's people that need to sell, that need to move. There's people that need to buy, that need to move. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. Not as many buyers as we had in the crazy times, and certainly not as many sellers, but the number of sellers are growing. So I'm going to switch over and do a little screen share just to show you some stuff. And I'm going to give you some links below that you can go do a little bit of your own research to see what's going on nationally or regionally in your area, or even all the way down to a property you have or that you might own. So I'm going to flip over and let's see if I can get rid of all this mess. And if you look right here, you can see this is a price change in March of 2025 in some of the top markets. I'm just going to focus kind of in on Raleigh because Raleigh has been one of it's obviously not where I live, but it's been one of the hottest markets in the country over the last number of years. And you can see that everything is kind of inverted. They have gone down in value. This means for the first time in years that home prices have started going down in value. And there's no question we're seeing that. We're seeing home builders that are cutting prices. Now, the good news is, guys, we're coming down from an incredible high. And I meet with sellers all the time. And I'm like, guys, you just realized you've doubled your value in most cases if you've owned the property for more than 5 or 6 years. So let's not get greedy here. You're coming down, yes, but you're coming down an abnormal high because your appreciation, you got 20 years of appreciation in about 3 or 4 years in some cases. So don't get greedy, is what I'm saying. And don't let it keep falling because just keep in mind, as high as it went, how fast it could. I don't think it's going to back up as fast as it went up, but it is going to settle down. It is just going to. There's no question about it. We follow the home builders nationally, the D.R. Hortons, the Lennars, and all the big ones. They're cutting prices, they're increasing incentives, they're doing it. So if you're thinking about selling your house, listen to your agent, be serious. It's better to price at or a little below fair market value and get more than one buyer interested so that you can control the terms of it so that you can have less problems with inspections and you'll get better, more qualified buyers. You'll get cash buyers and things like that versus people that are really barely on the edge, barely able to buy. So I wanted to share with that, and I'm going to give you a resource down below, a link. You can look this up for your specific market. But I really wanted to look at existing home sales over since 2017, and you can see kind of where it is and over the top 50 markets. I'm just going to use New York because it's the top and it's got the most units, but it gives a really good example. It's off 26% from 2019, the number of homes that have sold. But just look at this, 12,000 sold in February of 17, 12,000 18, to 19 and all the way down. And we're down to 8,200 sold in February 25 in New York. Now you say, why are you talking about New York? New York, New Jersey, Ohio, California, Colorado, Pennsylvania, those are, and Florida now, actually, the halfbacks that are coming back to the north. They don't want to have no seasons. That's where our buyers are coming from. So we watch those markets very carefully. So that is just a really good informative graph. You know, we're just seeing a whole lot less sales units, and obviously the interest rates play into it, the lack of inventory available, and then we've got an awful lot of sellers that do want to sell, but they want to put something under contract before they put their house on the market, and they The sellers in today's world don't want to put their house under contract contingent, but I am going to tell you, if you're interested in what we're doing, is we're working with an attorney to put together a package that will allow you to put all that together and still keep your house actively on the market. Now, we're probably going to run into some resistance from some MLS boards, but that's going to be their choice whether or not they want to interfere with the terms of a contract. So that's going to be their deal. So we're going to find out. We're going to see how this goes. I think there's going to be a lot of changes that our industry is going to have to make to accommodate the market shifts and the market conditions. But and then I wanted to flip over to right here. This is a for Wilmington, North Carolina. It kind of shows you heat indexes. It's a Zillow tool, and love or hate Zillow. Obviously, I'm a realtor. They could put me out of business one day. Who knows? But you can see we went from right here in 2022 to just crazy times, and you can see we've come down. I do believe that we have bottomed out, but just keep in mind this is just showing whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. I don't think we're going to see prices increasing for a little while if you're a homeowner. I think that you are where you are, and if you want to maximize your equity, and if it is your primary residence and you want to take out your equity as with as much tax savings as possible, talk to your accountant. I think you really need to think about it because you will not realize the appreciation that you've realized in the last 5 years. It's going to take 10 to 20 years to see that again. And we may go down for a bit. Typically, these trends last 3 to 5 years, and we're in year three of slowdown. So we probably have some more time to go. Fortunately, we're in Wilmington, North Carolina. There is no lack of demand. It's just the lack of ability because typically people have to sell things. But this is a great tool, and I'm going to put the link down below. You can go to it and just kind of see from a high level of what's going on. Oh, I wanted to flip over. Let me flip back to my screen share. Here's a cool tool I want you to try out. This is something I own. We built freehousevalue.com, and I want to walk you through. This is a property I grew up with, Longleaf Acres, and which is right here near Wrightsville Beach off Eastwood. I want you to notice all I did was enter the street address. And we have a data arrangement and a partnership with Zillow that we're able to give the latest data. This is actually more current data than if you were to go to Zillow.com to run a Zestimate. This is using their API, which is more accurate. And you can see this house right here, the estimated value is 565. In 1972, my mom and dad bought this house for $12,500. So now this house was 200 and something in 2018. Now it's 565. So it's going to be a long time before you see that level of appreciation. But I wanted to show you that you didn't have to enter a phone number, email, or anything to get that. This is a tool we've built. We're going to launch this for agents around the country to use, which is kind of cool because I'm more in the mode of transparency. Let's don't jam customers into giving up their information. They don't want any more automatic texts, more AI calls. They don't want any more of that. But what we do is brand the agent that is local to the area, that is the sponsor, and they will be able to be contacted if you choose to. And then if you do want to sell your house for top dollar, you can click this form out, and it will collect a lot more information about your property so that we can put a human created report together for you, much like you might get from any realtor using the same data that an appraiser uses. But it's not an appraisal, but it is the same data. And then also, if for some people, they've got a property, they've inherited it, or whatever the situation, they just want it gone, and they're willing to sell it at wholesale price, much like I do when I trade in a car. When I go buy a new car, I trade my car. Do I know that I could probably get more for it retail on the open market? Yes, but I don't want to deal with it because that's not my expertise. So I'm willing to sell it to them or trade it to them for a wholesale value, knowing they're going to make money. So if you're interested in doing this, you can go this route. I buy property, especially land right now, because we're in the mode of trying to build affordable homes. So I'm looking for land in our 6 county area to build affordable home. A lot of manufactured stuff because it's come a long way. So we can keep homes in the 200s and even 100s in some case, brand new. So, but if you are looking for that, we have investors that are looking for property all the time that are willing to do it. They'll buy it, they'll rent it, they'll buy it, they'll fix it up, they'll flip it, they'll do whatever. But their intention is to make a profit. Over here is if you're thinking about, hey, I just want to get top dollar. Typically takes longer and there's more steps to go through. But this is the way to go if you're not in a rush and you don't need money right now and you want to get the absolute highest, best possible that you can get, you go here or you do nothing. So anyway, and we're also going to have other vendors. There'll be movers in here. There's going to be a lot of other things, but this is a cool tool. I'd like your feedback on this. It's the only transparent tool I know that's out there where you don't have to enter any information to get a value for a property. And this works all across the country. But I'm going to flip over to the full screen and I'm going to say thank you for watching this video. It's much longer than I normally do, but I had a lot of data to pack in, and I really am looking for some feedback. And any help you can help with that, I would love it. And try the systems out that we've got and the links below. And we're not going to harass you, I promise. So take care. Have a great week. And if you're coming to visit us, please stop by and say hello. Thanks.